What's up, and welcome back to Recovery Unleashed with Alan. It is now season 2, episode 2, and it feels so good to be saying that. I'm joined by a very good friend today, Mr. Mick Lennon. Mick, how are you doing, bro?
I'm perfect, brother. I've never been better.
Thanks for coming. It's something that, you know, Joey, that we were here with. It's mad that we end up in these places together, isn't it?
Like, I remember Joe saying to me as well, he was like, oh, won't you do it? He's like, you'll be itching to do it again and again and again. I actually only rewatched the one with you and Joe. You can just see how good he is as a person and as a friend for you, especially, like, you know, through all that. And then we went running out the last time, and he went out the blocks heavy.
Sounds like Joe.
Calm down. But yeah, fucking Joe.
Isn't it mad though? Like, me and Mick used to work together in Sky, and we were on different parts of our journeys. Like, but we think when we were all the days we were working together, did you ever think in a world that we'd ever end up doing this?
Absolutely not. Yeah, I could nearly see myself just sitting in that Sky desk, fucking waiting away, same as yourself there for a while, to try and get out of it. But that, I think around that Sky time was when I started to realise even with the drinking, I was like, fuck, this is, because you could get away with it, you know yourself.
Yeah.
There was nobody really there to watch it.
Yeah,
and I was on the clock.
He was very well behaved. Don't worry, he's very well behaved. Right, so Mick, firstly, thank you very much for coming on today, pal. I appreciate it. I myself, and it's something that I think is very important, and this is going to be Mick talking, not me, but something that I've learned and about my journey is I done it my way, Mick. I done it. I had to go through the steps. I had to do it my way. So when I started my podcast, I was like, this is the only way I can talk about. But the more that I've done it, I've learned there's other people do it other ways. And from watching your journey, which I've absolutely fucking loved watching, something just struck me and goes, there's a chap doing it his own way. You know, and get people on my podcast that are doing it their own way. You know, let them share their story.
It's because I mean, you've been chatting a while about it as well, and then even today on the way up in the car, I was like, oh, fuck's sake, I was like, Recovery Unleashed. I'm like, fucking, I don't want to say, I don't want to feel like an addict, or I don't want to say I'm an addict, but like, we're all addicts, do you know what I mean? We all have something, like, do you know what I mean? I was saying to you there as well, like, I'm addicted to eating Freddos now, like, do you know what I mean? I'm addicted to running now, because if I don't run, if I don't have that day of running, like, I can feel it within me, do you know? But like, coming up here, like, I was like, oh shit, but like, for me personally, on my journey, I'm trying to raise my frequency, for a better use of term, is what I'm trying to do. Is I realised, as I said, I was on that train and I was only a few stops gone. I was like, I'll get off this quick before I start. Now, when I say a few stops gone, I'd say it was fucking 2 years of quietly drinking, which I think it was Steve or something said it before. He said it's probably the worst kind of addict, is the one that can get away with it and just keep going and going, rather than, like I said, where it just gets so much where, like, most people, like, right, something has to give here. I probably could have dragged the arse over for another year or so if I wanted it, and really badly. No, I say that now, like, as if fucking probably everybody else is like,
you're right, because Joey said that to me about me, and I've literally forgot about that till you said that there. He goes, Al, you were cute. You put on the story that everything looked fine, and you were so good at it. You were believable. And if you, like exactly what you said, you can get away with it. If you know how to play the cards right, you can get away with it. You don't rock the boat too much.
Not to just kind of sit there fucking saying nothing and doing what you do. Like, I was fine. Like, I was fine, and like, fucking going after work, I'd finish work and then just go fucking, like, my first thought was like, right, I'll go to the pub and have a pint. And then, like, I'll have 2 points. Now I'll be driving, so I'll be 2 points. Some it'd lead into 3 or 4. And like fucking Jackie be at the door and fucking absolutely fuming.
And isn't it mad? You probably knew, did you know, were you having these, what you were going to go home to, but you still do it?
I go in straight away on a fucking, like, I'd straight away been like, oh, what's up?
The offensive. Go in on the offensive.
I mean, now, so look at the car, it's grand. Nothing happened. It's grand. It's nothing happened. Now, looking back now, I'm like, even now, I'm like, fucking hell, like, fucking.
What was I doing?
Just that standard of, like, fucking, like, just to be drunk. You know, like, fucking, like, and there was nights where I'd have 2 bottles, that's it, or 3 bottles. But it was just to have that crutch of just crutching all the time. So, like, I find, I'd say from an early age, like, fucking Jesus, where do I start? But, like, I'd say, you know what, I think between, like, so 2 people were shot in me communion. And
At your communion?
Yeah, 2 people were shot at me communion, yeah.
Right.
So I was there beside them. Your man came in. The race was so I grew up in Ballymun. I don't want to say because I'm from Ballymun, that's not. It's not normal.
You have to be careful these days, what you say.
Anybody in any church, that's not normal. So I remember so your man came in, he let the shots off. We thought it was party poppers, and then I remember getting shoved under the pew that you kneel on, and everybody else jumping on top of me. And I think my man and dad, funny enough, they done a first aid course like a week before that. So fucking your man let the shots off, come in, shot him, and then went scooting out the door, ran after him. I remember my brother Andy was one of the first ones up over all the seats, and he was running after your man with the gun. Peter McCann, I think his name was, and he was running. There's 3 of them in a line. And your man kind of just turned around and shot it off, and caught your man's son in the eye, right beside it. Now. He was caught and fucking. I think he got absolutely upended. I went to school with a lot of travellers and everything else, so he got fucking upended. He did.
At a communion.
So that was grand. And then because my man and dad was doing the first aid, so my man was with the outfit, right. And my dad was with your man, both looking after them.
Yeah.
Sure. Then fucking there was me. I just had like little small memory of just walking around the church on my own, just panicking and terrified. And then I remember I think it was a few weeks later. A car backfired. We were in town. A car backfired in the exhaust, and I fucking ran. I ran. So I'd say maybe the small bit of trauma. Yeah. I could have never dealt with it that way. But my ma she was the smartest person I've ever met. She was on Countdown and stuff like that. She'd buy Sudoku books and then walk from the fucking back. Almost if it was one of them starter ones, I used to be I'll finish that for you straight to the cheap.
Yeah.
Fucking fill them in. But she was so smart. But I think from an earlier, I think she showed me how to drink your pain. How life wasn't always great for her, and she was the sweetest woman ever.
I remember you, man. I remember.
She was venomous with her words. That's where I get them. I feel I get the words from my man. I get the storytelling from my outfit. But she'd cut you something shocking. But I do remember nights of just her drinking and then.
What age are you here, Micah?
I'm fucking 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, all the way up.
But your earliest memory, when do you start thinking, I'm picturing you sitting there, a young child, and you're going, something's not right here.
I'd say, it's fucking by 9 or 10, because her thing was, well, if you could sit there and listen, she'd spill it all out.
Yeah.
And I was always, me and my mum, we were best friends, I was always my mummy's boy, and so over all the years, I'd always try and take it and that thing, thinking I could fix it or thinking I could do stuff like that. So later on down in life then, I just seen drinking was normal. And then around 12 or 13, it was 13, we lived in Ballymun and she had enough. She was just right, I'm out. She was I'm going to live down in Bettystown in the caravan park.
Yeah.
Now, this wasn't a complete you're leaving me. It was, but at the same time, I was I'm a very understanding person. I can see all sides, and I was I fucking get you, man. I know I could see how miserable she was there, and then I could see how happy she was in Bettystown, and I was go, fucking go. So she kind of left me there with my outfit, and me and my outfit not that we didn't have a relationship. I was fully loved. He loved about it. I still do, but we just kind of we weren't really aligned.
Yeah, I get you. I know. I relate to that.
When she went then, it was me and him. But sure, my outfit, he's still walking now. He's 71.
I know.
He's still rafting away. But he just knew how to walk. So it was a case of there'd be some weeks he'd go down to me ma, and then he'd come back for an hour, throw €50 on the Martin piece, make sure he bring fucking 75 packets of steaks because he was just a fucking weirdo like that. He was only 14. He was there's steaks in the fridge, get them into it. What am I supposed to cook them, man? To be fair, she showed me how to do all that before she left. But when so he was gone. So I spent a lot, I'd say between 13, 15, 16, pretty much on my own. Until I'd come down to Bettystown and stuff like that, but I was at that age then where I had a free gaff. The gaff was free. I'd bring the lads in.
I'd say you were loved at that, yeah.
We were down there bleeding, smoking hash, smoking weed, fucking just doing whatever. We had a neighbour across from me out, his mate Tony. He was a mad cunt, he was. But he'd be out the window every time. Michael! Get them out the fucking gaff. There'd be lads dropping from the second floor. I'm bro, the door's open. You choose the door. No, dropping from the gaff and all. So there was a lot of that, and then eventually, I think my brother Andy and his wife Maria, I was getting close. I failed me junior as well, and I was getting close to leaving. And only from Maria as well, she was just like, "That's enough." She was like, "You're coming with us.
Yeah.
You're coming up to
She
me."
could see, yeah. And it takes a really good person to do that.
She's a fucking winner.
To say, look, enough's enough.
Fucking, I love you. But yeah, she was like, "That's it." And then they kind of had me in, and then Wardy as well, and Jimmy.
Yeah.
He was on the same path kind of as myself, so they took the two of us in. Two of the maddest cunts around, and they took the two of us in. But I think from there, then I lived on them from Batestown, and that kind of from them gave me some sort of stability. But all the while, I done music, and I was always, without blowing me off, smoking me on, like just a nice guy. Do you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
But just a nice guy. So I think even with drinking and stuff like that, most people didn't want to say like, "Here, bro." Or, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Sound. Because it'd always be like on a fucking, what's the crack?
Yeah, you sound, he's a nice guy.
If someone's on that buzz, you're just like, "Oh, no, fuck it, I'll leave it. I'm not going to say anything to bring that down." So I feel like I instinctively always kind of done that. If I could feel that buzz coming on, where somebody, or I could feel somebody looking at me, do you know, when I was, especially like Jackie, or if I'm on a phone call to someone on a video call, and I'm chatting away to them, and like, they'll see I'll start having a sup in the car. And like that fucking, I could just see them looking at me like, "Oh, this comes drinking."
Oh, he's off.
But
Here we go.
So anyway, fucking, what's the crack? Build it up even more so we can kind of keep it away. Like, you got it at me as well. Like, fucking, there were so many nights where like I'd use the guise of making music, and I just.
But that's what we do.
And I'd roll a joint, and I'd go out and I'd sit in my car, and I'd drink fucking 8 cans of Heineken and smoke a joint, and I would be making music, but it wasn't good music.
Yeah.
You know,
But you had your reason.
I've sent you videos of it as well, and in my head I had this vision of like, "Oh, waiting to hear this," but like, it's nothing compared to what I'm sending to people. I just needed that instant gratification of something.
Which is numb. And just, I don't want to move on to this one. I think it's an important question when you said there, and for someone to come in and for the better way, wanting the better way to put it, but for saving you. But say when you were up in Ballymun, if you hadn't been taken down, how far, what you know, because some people aren't that lucky, is what I'm saying, to have someone jump in and say, you know, to a certain extent,
100%.
How far, or where do you think, you know, it's only hazard and a guess, but how do you think it would have progressed?
So as I said, like my sister Lisa, like she was just troubled, and she had problems with addiction and everything else, and like hard stuff as well, like and I think between her and me and my brother Noel were quite similar. So it scared me from an early age. I think I remember stories being told about the trust that my ma had in her, the love that she had for me was when. So I think the story goes, I don't want to be fucking blown out before, but I think she was like 5.5 stone on a bone mount bed, that gone. That was it.
Yeah.
And that was a turning point. And then she was getting herself together and getting it clean, but because everyone was so heightened and scared of the addiction and everything else. Fucking me ma in all her glory, she used to just send me out with Lisa and be like, "Right, you have to mind him," in the hope that she loved me more than drugs. In the hope, fucking, she hedged her bets anyway. But she did do it, you know. And like,
but even for your, I get that, even for your ma there, and I completely understand that. Like, you're a parent, you love your kids, I love mine. You're desperate. You don't know what. Like, I only, God forbid, touch wood, never. But I like to put myself in them kind of mind frames of, you're a parent. What do? You're desperate. You know, you try anything to try and just save them. You know, you want your kids to have a happy life, to be happy, free, and live life to some extent. You know what I mean? I can understand your ma.
Yeah. I'm trying everything and anything to try and get it done. And as I said, like fucking early 90s Ballymun.
Like
wasn't
rampant.
Uncommon, do you know what I mean? Wasn't uncommon. Like fucking neighbours across the road had a son that was fucking looking heroin down the road, across the road, everywhere. It was kind of normal. I remember like even going to school and you just see like women pushing buggies and their heads would be up, gone, just walking along like zombies and stuff. That's a poignant moment I always have. I always kind of think back, and it was the one time I seen this woman and it just stuck with me forever. I was just like, oh Jesus Christ. But like, yeah, down the line then, like, it's like, there's me bleeding, like, my sister now, like, she's, you know, she's, if it was put down as suicide, so she's fucking, she's gone, you know,
But it's scary, but that's the it is though, like, it is, and it's so common, but like, that is the reality of what's happening so much these days, and it happens so much that we kind of just take it in our stride.
Mm.
But you forget, like, and the thing that, and you said it at the start, and I'm going to loop right back to the start to kind of bring it into this. You know, you were saying, and it's so sad for people. You said at the start, you know, oh, when you're driving over here, oh, people might associate me as an addict.
Mm.
Do you know?
Mm.
And it's that kind of for your sister and all. Everyone they're a person. They have a story. They had their struggles.
And this was one of the things I had in my head. I was on the way down. I was like, "Wait, this for you. Do you know, this for your story that you couldn't tell, or that you're not here to tell anymore." Because as I said to you as well, like fucking, it's like everyone's an addict, and at whatever level. Like I'm trying. I'm just trying, like, and I'm not saying I'm teetotal and I'm off everything and I'll never do it. But right now, like as I said, like right now I'm a million miles from, like, if I says, right, I'll have a point now, I'm like, why would I have a point now? Whereas 4 or 5 months ago, you're like, I'd be itching for a point. Yeah. Ask me for a point.
Or it's Friday.
But do you know
it's Friday today.
Yeah,
would you be doing a podcast?
I'm paid today. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No tick, Mick. You're not getting that. No.
yeah.
But
that's the truth.
Right now, it'd be like, fucking, why wouldn't I be in the pub?
Yeah.
So why wouldn't
I worked all week.
Yeah. Like,
I can go and upend my life. But you know, when you said something beautiful as well, Mick, and this is the truth of what we don't realise or what we don't like to acknowledge that we do. Misses at home. Kids at home. But when you're in active addiction, or not, or if you're just using, or you're using in a way that's not good for you, you forget about all this stuff. And it's Friday, I'm getting upended.
And that's the thing as well, because I thought about it as well, and like when you say active addiction, like I'm not even sitting over here going, oh, because I was actively addicted to drinking. So whether you want to throw the word out, I feel like when I think of an addict, I think of my sister, or I think of yourself after you have to, or your man Chris or whatever, has to get fucking so bad that then you can come up. Whereas I was maybe here, but like still there is, you still need to come up instead of going down. And I think that's pretty much why I was like, well then why wouldn't I come on to the podcast? And then if somebody's sitting at home looking, being like, oh well, I'm not as bad as Al was, but Mick, maybe I'm there. And if that's the case, to have a little look at yourself and do it, because by all means, like, if you're functioning, it's still not like great. Like the only thing I would say for anyone like that, if you're having beers, or if you can fucking go out and have a few with the lads, happy fucking days, by all means. But for me, it was too much. As I said, I was bleeding, I was drinking after work, and then I was having points in my break, and like fucking, and it was just getting too much. To the point where I was like, something has to give here. Something has to give. It's never gonna get any better.
Do you know the way I put it to people? Because people a lot of people reach out to me, and you said it bang on there as well. We all have an idea of what an addict is. Someone that's worse off than you, someone that's homeless, someone that doesn't work, blah blah. But what I say to people now is, right, we all get one time on earth, and this is probably sounding a bit deep, but this is the way I look at it. We all get one time on earth, right? We don't know if we're here next week or not. No one does. You might not wake up tomorrow. Anything can happen, but you're sacrificing your own happiness. Do you know, you get one chance to be happy, but because we mentioned this as well, because society tells you can go out and drink and have a good time, and that's all right because everyone does it. Yeah. But if you're doing it consistently and not having a good time, and you're suffering,
that's what it is. The good times, it was just gone. Like it's not having a drink to socialise. It's not having a drink to have a bit of crack. It's drinking because you have to have a drink because you're crutching, like, you know.
And it's what everyone else does.
And it's acceptable. Now I noticed now with the younger generations, it's not. It seems to be like my little niece, Sophie, and all, like all their mates and all, they don't drink much. I went into McDonald's the other day and I was actually fucking, I was annoyed. Went up and there's a load of young fellas hanging around,
drinking coffee
and coffees and all.
And you think what we were up to back in the day.
Like even now I was like, I could want it now.
Yeah.
But that's the thing as well. But like, which is great to see for a younger generation. But as I said to you as well, then like you're just swapping that out for fucking social media, and now you're addicted to social media, and it still has an impact for whatever it does. Like Jimmy there as well. Like he's a mad cunt. He just goes on these tangents, and he's like, so a perfect example. So I'm out running and everything else, and he hasn't ran for fucking ages. And he started back there the other day. He's going to do the marathon, and
'Cause he was mad into it. He was doing it
was
non
flat
stop.
out, so
Yeah,
he was-
yeah.
I think he done like fucking 100 kilometers in one go and all this.
Yeah, yeah.
Fucking
Crazy,
He's the
yeah.
epitome of somebody that should have been arrested. Somebody that was heading to jail with his ADHD, how he was,
Yeah.
and everything. And then I think between Andy and Maria, my ma, everybody else having a bit of stability within their life as well. Like he's just fucking flying now. Like he's unbelievable. Like
Yeah.
like I can never be as proud of him. But like he's still a bollocks.
But he went and like, because I remember back in the day we were all drinking in the straw and all. He does coding.
Yeah, so he's just calling. He's walking now. So Calvin, your other mate that's in that does the talking bollocks.
Yeah.
So the two of them went to college together
Right.
and went all the way through. But like that as well, he's like, "What? He's a mad cunt all the way through." But his fucking brain's the bone.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
think the ADHD, that's where it helps him to hyper focus on it as well. He was always the man. PlayStation stuff like that. He'd get it sorted
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
But like so anyway. But it's why I want to say how much of a prick he is. But yeah, so
I don't endorse that wordy, by the way. This is it.
he only starts running the other day, and then he's on to me. He's, bro, listen, you need to be running under 23 minutes. Sub. I'm out
5 kilometers under 23. Give us a
bro,
break.
He said 20 at the start, and he was messing. And like, I've done under 25 once or twice, and that's why once or twice because I've pushed it out. Now, there's other lads texting me and like and they're like, this is what you have to do, and it's easy. So you do 800-meter sprints and after and all that.
Walking, yeah.
And I know that's how I want it because I do want to be running fast, but at the same time, I'm like, I'm trying to fucking do this every day, lads.
Well, come here, you said something there, and I'm just throwing this out there because I thought it just creeped into my mind. Is that like an addictive mindset? You know that we all have them. So you start off running for fun, for the therapy, for the good feeling, but then we have to ruin it by how fast am I doing it? Am I doing it in this time? It's not good enough now.
This is where it's at, and this is where I kind of had to sit back with myself because I'm always like that. I'm like, especially even with songwriting and stuff like that. I write a song and like the one I showed you, and people are like, "That's late," and I'm like, "Don't care. Next one's gonna be better. Next one's gonna be better." And it's always has to be faster. You have to do something better. And with the running, I keep having to remind myself. So basically, how the running started was Chris getting better with Chris.
Yeah.
He like fair play to him. He's kicked all that off. So he was doing the 5K every day for the year, and then my mate Mark Lewis, he started doing it. And Mark Lewis was heavy at the time, and he was doing it. He was drinking and all that as well. And then he stopped drinking and he started running every day. And you could just see it. Like I didn't see him in real life, so to speak, but I'd see him on Instagram and stuff like that, and I chat to him, and he's the epitome of health. And I'm like, oh wow. And Mark is kind of like me as well. Mark's just a down to earth kind of guy where people you'd look and go, fuck's sake, I do that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I remember then we were in the pub one day, and I was like, bro, they're fucking running, mate. You're fucking killing it. And he was like, yeah. He was like, you don't remember what you said to me? And I was like, what? No. You said to me 3 months ago, I was driving past, and then it dawned on me, I was scooted coming across the road. I was like, bro, they're running. When you're on 360, when you finish your first year, I'm doing the second year with you straight. and then he reminded me in the pub, and I was like, no recollection of that, bro.
Yeah, I don't want to remember that. Yeah.
And then it was coming around to it then, and it was the 365th day, and I says, right, Grant, I'll be out with you. So that went along. I just disregarded it, and fucking the lads went out running early. I finished work late. I was already in this negative space down. I was like, fuck's sake.
Your excuse not to do it, yeah.
He's out there, so I says, right, fuck out. Do you know what I'll do? I'll run on in Termafeckin Beach, and I'll run it by myself, but I'll post it on Strava, and I'll give him his congrats. That's all I was doing, was just to get it out of the way and give him his props for what he was doing. So literally fucking ran out, put my shorts on. The worst runners are fucking mad. I think I'd Vans or something on. This is ridiculous. Smokes in my pocket, my car keys in my pocket. I'm like that with smoke, and like literally just flicked it away, turned on my Strava, and then start getting going on a 5K. First 0.3 in, got going quick, stopped, start getting sick everywhere. I was like, what the fuck?
What am I doing?
And then it took me 36 minutes to do it. Stopping and starting. I remember towards the end, I was on the beach, and I was like checking my Strava, and like I thought where I was running to was 5, and it wasn't.
Yeah.
So the force, and there was some outfit walking the dog, and he was looking at me like, what is this fella doing?
He's overtaking you.
You see in the Strava, there's just circles where I'm running around going, fucking hell, come on. So I stopped, and then I posted it up. I said to Mark, and I was like, right, grand. And I was like, do you know what? I was so ashamed of myself for that one. I was so annoyed, where I was like, fucking. You didn't give what you should have gave him there.
Yeah.
So get out and do it again. And then I went out and done it again, and I got a little bit better. And I was like, right, legs were in a fucking heap. I said, you know what? I'm going to go out and do it again, just to see where I'm at. And then I was only about 7 days, and I started stupidly then recording myself. And like, what's
Not
up,
stupidly,
fans?
pal.
Yeah.
Not stupidly.
But what's
Not
up, fans? And then the one of them, so I think it was Jackie's mates, one of them heard it and just overheard me saying fucking talking shit, and they were like, no way, he's doing that for a year, is he? Because I was like, oh, I'll do this for the year. And then it started again.
Gets real.
Oh, wow. And then there was another person that was like, oh, you're doing it for the year then? And I was like, it's only day 6 then. And I was like, what?
Oh, yeah.
But then, then I think it was after the first week, I got under 30 minutes. I remember just sitting on me bleeding yoke, and I was off the drink then for about, I think I'd say about 3-4 weeks. The longest time I've ever been since probably 17.
Yeah.
I'd always get to a week and then be like,
The blowout comes.
2 weeks max, 2 weeks, and then I'm like, should I deserve it? Do you know what I mean? That's longer than I did the last time. And this time around, because actually, so before the run up to that, it was my niece's 21st. We were out, and me and Jackie had already spoken about it. She chatted to me seriously about like drinking. She was just like, something has to give here.
Was that registering with you at that time though? You know, because I'm sure Jackie said to you multiple times, you know, sometimes he say to you,
yeah.
nothing lands, you're like, what are you talking about? Or is this one of the times where it registers where you go?
So it was one of those times, but Jackie's fucking, she's my absolute rock.
Yeah. You know me, I'm the same.
I'm just saying that because I know you're watching, babe.
He wasn't, Jackie. He was bigging you up before. He's trying to play the big man now, don't worry.
So we've chatted about it before, and she was like, you need to knock on the head. And then I knocked it on for a week. But then this time around, she was like, you need to try and fucking stop here. Because we were talking about AA, and we were talking about something like that. And then that's what scared me the most as well, where I was like, okay, shit, well, let me try it, force myself.
I remember when you reached out to me and I was like, man,
and you were like, oh, damn. And then instant next morning, I was just like, oh, bollocks, oh, no. And like that fucking, oh, everyone thinks I'm a failure. I'm an embarrassment to fucking myself and everybody. But she was just like, right, but I kind of knew in my head at the time, I was like, I'm going for this. I'm going to see. In my head, I was like, a month. That's what I wanted. I just get over the month mark to know that I can stop drinking for a month and see where it was. And then, so that rolled on, and then I started running 3 days into it, and they both coincided with each other. And then I think it was around the 10th or 11th day, I was just sitting at home on the deck, and I was just like, I'm so fucking proud of myself here. And I was like, do you know what?
An inner good feeling, like something.
I was like, do you know what? I could fucking run for a year. I'm like, what's stopping me? Like, why can't I? I'm like, fucking, I'm not getting this far. I'm staying off the drink. If I want to do it, well, then there's no other fucking better time to do it. I'm never going to be any younger. I'm never going to be fucking any older.
Yeah.
Do it now and see. And then it started instilling, because my whole life I've been so unorganised. I still am. I'm just all over the gaff. And I've never had like dedication and consistency to some music, but that still wasn't consistency, because I'd potter in and out whenever I wanted it. I'd just take advantage of it, and then that'd be that. But this, with the running, I was like, I have to do it every day, and I have to stay consistent. And then, so I ran through days of getting sick. As I said before, I ran through days of fucking dogs eating me sick, and that was a really weird experience. So yeah, man, so I was running, and the outfit, I pass this dog every time, and it's in big gates. I'm just like, what's up, bro? And every time I run past.
Yeah.
And then I had stupidly because I was losing so much weight, because I was still eating shy, but I was running all the time.
Yeah.
So I was getting really skinny then. So I was conscious of it. So I think I'd fucking a big massive protein shake, and then I was like, right, I'm going out running. So I was only around the corner, and I was like, fucking, but as I was coming, I was like, I knew that dog, and I was like, the fucking gate's open. I'm like, don't do this now. So I'm fucking running, and I'm like, hey.
He's like, what's up, bro? Back at you.
Yeah. Oh, what's up, bro? Now, is it, bro? Yeah, you would say big dog. So I come over onto the corner, and I'm heaving and getting sick everywhere. And then next of all I hear was like, fucking, hey, Bruno, get back here. And I just turned around, there's this fucking like big boxer dog howling towards me, and I'm like, that's it, I'm gone. I'm like, and I can't stop getting sick. And he's like, he won't touch you, and I'm like,
I don't believe you.
The dog literally comes over and he just stops, and then I kind of come up and I'm like that, just staying still, and like, oh, don't start jumping on me. And he just starts getting his head down and just starts mincing into the sick. And like, I looked up at your man.
Is this happening?
I looked at your man's like, what's he got down there? I was like, I literally just turned around, I was like, having a clue, and just ran off.
Bolted off.
So there was them times. Yeah, so mad shit happens on the runs.
Can I say something to you about your runs though, pal? And I mean this genuinely, because I remember when you reached out to me, and when anyone, I know for someone to reach out to me, I know they're in a bad spot.
Yeah.
You know, and loads of people do, but I always keep it to myself. because I knew you so long. You know, some people, they sit in your mind. And I remember when you reached out to me, and I know what I say I had to do was heavy, you know, and then when I didn't hear back, I was like, yeah, it sounds too much. But where I'm going with this is, then I seen the video starting running. And then as you're watching your videos, I love listening to you. When I was watching the videos, I could see you changing. It's something that I've got to sober. I can see someone's behaviours and things changing. And it's mad when people don't big up what you've done. Is I see it as you've decided to back yourself and roll the dice in yourself. And from you doing this, right, it changed my idea on, because when I started the podcast, and it's just to help people, it's not for me or ego or anything, you had to do the 12 steps and you had to do it this way because it's the way I done it. But from you, and because I know you and I have that connection, it changed my whole perspective on how I should do this. Because I've seen you not do it my way, and I've seen you start to change your life. Yeah. And be happy.
Yeah, and like fucking reap the fucking rewards as well. Do you know? That's the fucking worst thing about it all is, like, honestly for me, is that it is, when you do start to do these good things, everything else good happens.
Yeah.
And it's the worst part about it, because you're like, fuck, I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it. I subliminally knew that it'd all be better if I just started and doing that. But it's the starting. It's the backing yourself. It's like, even now, even now, I still have that, like, fucking, like, I'm running down and I'm like, I love you, I'm out. And then instantly I'm like, no, you're not, you're a piece of shit.
I still have that.
What the fuck are you doing this for? Like, do you know what I mean? Oh, look at me, I'm running. Oh, look at me, I'm writing new songs and all. So what? No one cares. You're a fucking idiot. Just go back to believing where you were. And it's that internal battle, I feel. Like, even now, even from now, from coming on, even from here, I felt like, oh shit, this is a big step, because this is me now committing more to the journey. And like, I'm a fucker for, like, just reading stuff and just believing stuff. Like, in even compliments, even when somebody's been like, fair play to you, blah blah, I fucking hate them. I can't take them. And why I realise now why I can't take them is because if someone gives me a compliment, I'll take that on board fully, 100%. If somebody's turned around me and says, bro, you are a sick rapper, I'd be like, fucking yeah, too. Yeah. Somebody came 10 seconds later and was like, bro, you're a shit rapper, I'd instantly believe them straight away again. Then I'd be like, actually, I am. Do you know what I mean? So I believed everything everybody tells me. Yeah. So I stopped. I just stopped. I had to stop doing any.
Turn the noise down.
Even the videos, like, I genuinely don't know. I'll take my phone out and I'll start recording.
But that's why they're so good.
And then I won't watch any of them, and I'll leave them, and that's it. And I remember saying to my mate Collins at the time, we were down with the kids. We brought them down to Hidden Valley, and we were sitting down there, and he was like, "Let me see them, because I have them archived now." And he's watching them and stuff like that. And it was only when I looked back, or like you as well, I could see the change. Within me, I could see getting further and further. And just talking just general shite. Do you know what I mean? Like, just to get one, to hold myself accountable. Two, to get the shite off my chest. And three, to let people know, like, yeah, you don't have to be fucking, like, you don't have to be a runner to go run. Do you know what I mean?
You just have to turn up.
Yeah, like, you don't have to be a full-blown addict to be in recovery, or to come out of where you are. Do you know, like, that, just that shitty feeling that you're in. Like, and if it is a case, like, most people, like, fucking anything. Like, fucking, next time you listen to smoking, fucking hell for like, literally I'll be having a smoke out the window and be like on my way to do me fucking 120 a day of 5Ks. But yeah, but
isn't it better having a smoke than having a smoke and being on the gargle or doing something? And you said something there as well. I love, because sometimes I just connect to what people say. You said it there about your internal dialogue. I have an internal dialogue. No matter how well I do, my brain likes to go against me, and you know, it's negative thoughts. But what I learned is, and something about my addiction and what really forced me down, I've always had this internal dialogue. Since I was young, you know, stuff happening in life, everyone has their own shit. But my internal dialogue, it never, when I drank, that internal dialogue didn't change. But when I drank, it made me feel worse, and I sniffed. So I was using drink and sniff to combat the internal dialogue. But it gets worse, because you're doing things that aren't helping yourself. But then when you flip it to like what you're doing now, going running, the internal dialogue's still there, but you're dealing with it. You're
in a place where you can laugh at it.
Yeah.
Like, if I'm running down the road and it's like, you're a piece of shit, it's like, shut your mouth.
I'm still doing something.
3K in here. I'm
turning up for myself
today.
Yeah, I'm turning up.
You're not getting me today. Like, there's there's been other times there even like because it hasn't been easy either. Do you know what I mean? And we're all just human as well. So you all have days where I'm just like I fucking don't want to do it. Like some of the I actually found. So I started running, and then my sister died in the middle of it, which wasn't fucking convenient.
I remember that. Yeah, and I was like,
but yeah, so and yeah, it just spurred me on. It's just spurred me on to go out and do more, and kind of make the videos to show people, like, because I was kind of saying to myself, I'm like, okay, I'm doing it, but then when that arose and that something really shit like that happened, I was like, okay, well now here's a chance. Now here's a genuine life chance to be like, right. Here's the opportunity to go fucking off and be like, and people to be like, oh well, you can.
No one's going to say that, and everyone's going to say,
that,
yeah,
you
you can't see, yeah.
How she was with sister and everything else, and I was just like, no, well then here's another level, here's another level, and we can get to this level, and we'll fucking sail through it, and I fucking did, and it was, I wouldn't say so easy, but it just helped so much. Now don't get me wrong, like I fucking at the funeral, I think I'd 5 points with all the lads and stuff like that, but even then I was like, oh. I'm like fucking.
You were conscious to it.
I'm like, I'll feel this in the morning, and then I got up the next morning early enough out the door, gone again, and then we were out running again because that was the consistency that I needed. And then after that, then there's been a few times where like even me and Jackie, and I know it's our love, but like I know there a while ago, where was I going? I was going down to Bettystown. I was going out for a run with one of the lads, and she just rang me when I left, and she was like, "You alright?" And I was like, "Yeah," and she was like, "You're not going to go drinking, are you?" And I was like, "No, why?" And she was like, "Oh, you were just a bit edgy." She was like, "Something's a bit off with you." And it was because I came in and I had I think so I normally go blank when I have a tune in my head, I'm constantly thinking about it. But I came in and I was tidying around the gaff and I was getting that done and I got Polly and all that sorted and stuff like that. And then I was like, right, love, I'm off out me run. I think where she seen that was because if I was going out drinking or if I was doing that, and there was always that fluff up beforehand.
Yeah.
Always that little, get the gaff clean, get like this. Look what I've done.
That's clearing your conscience.
Yeah. Look at all the good things I've done.
Yes, you can go out.
I'm off now for fucking 30 hours. Good luck, mind the kids, knocking me phone off.
I've done a little bit of tidy and I'm good to go.
That's it, yeah.
Do you know something? And it's mad, like, you know, from what, like, I'm at Ashton 19 years now. And it's like you, like Jackie with you, Ashton's been like
unbelievable for you. Like, yeah.
Everyone says it. It took me a long time to realise it. But it's mad. And when you said that there, you know the way your brain can jump. I went back to, like, you never see what Jackie picked up on you there, slight change. What I've learned over the time is that's the people that cared about us the most and are surrounded by us. That's how on edge they are. But we never pay attention to that.
Yeah.
She's literally, you know, it's just us. Oh, I'm just not in the mood today. I'm not myself today. But for the person who cares about you and is trying to get you through, they're living on edge.
It's fucking, yeah, like, and in my head, I'm like, geez, you're catastrophizing here. But, like, I'm sure it wasn't because, like, in my head, I'm like, I already know I'm going to have a drink. I already know I'm going drinking. But what I think I'm doing to mask it and doing all these daily things, at least you might as well have a sign in my head saying, I'm fucking drinking tonight. Do you know what I mean? She can see everything that's going on. So it's a case. So when she's seen them signs so many times, and I've proved her right. Yeah. So many times.
Experience will tell her.
Because that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And like, even for now, like, sometimes it's like I get a fan. I'm like, for fuck's sake. And there's other times I laugh and I'm like, well, she has every fucking right to be.
Yeah.
Do you know, like, even for the runners, there was days where she's just like, babe, you can't, like, you can't not run. Like, you know, like, fucking.
Like this. She values as important to her now as it is to you.
All these deadly videos that I do when out running 120 days. There's still Jackie at home minding Polly. Like, she's pregnant. She's due in October, and like, she's still at home doing all that for me.
But she's happy being at home. She knows
it says a lot. Like you and Ash, it says a lot to have someone at home that loves you and supports you for what you want to do. And for me, like, yeah, for me, I want to do a million things. That's the problem as well. I think sometimes for Jackie as well, she just rein in and like, fucking Jesus, relax, you know.
Yeah.
But like, and I think when I say a million things, I really just want to be better and make music that can help people heal through the music. But I think when I go home, I have so much. I don't do it well, so I'm doing a million little things at once, and it all looks fun, and all it is just music. But I'm like, video here, CapCut, I'm trying to do that without calming down. And I feel like the running for me is that, right, just get out, fucking do the run. And then afterwards, then I can have fucking some time to think about it. Like, it's not too bad now because Love Island is on, so I get away with fucking getting out at 9. Like, once that's over, then we'll see.
And can I ask you, so a bit I like to go to is, you know, when I'm doing these stories is, if you think back to me, like, your bad days, say your worst days, you know, because I think for people who are watching, that's what they really connect with. Because we know how good life is, but, like, what was your daily thinking? Like, say in your say you pick out 2, 3, 4 weeks when you're really bad. What were they like? What was Mick like in them days? What was your mind like? How manic was it? You know, compared to how you feel now, think back to then.
So, in terms of manicness is my... I don't want to be like fucking... Because I go on to fucking Instagram and I'll do an ADHD test and it'll tell me I'm 99%, but I'm like, yous all will tell me that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? And so
sign up for my course.
I feel like there is some undiagnosed stuff that I have going on, because I'm not wired normally as well. My brain is constantly manic. It's constantly something's going on. And I feel like I remember a while back there, it wasn't manic and it wasn't anything. It was just fucking dead. It was just a constant thought of like, I'll fucking kill myself, yeah. Like, like, what's the point? And it's, so I remember, I think it was my Auntie Betty's funeral. We were at it and we were drinking. Myself and myself, now Jackie can handle a drink, so it was grand. But like, instantly I was coming up. I couldn't go to the pub with me dad. They all went to Laytown and I had to go home. And that was it then. I was fucking fuming with Jackie.
Yeah.
For what?
Yeah, blame, yeah.
Nothing to do with it.
Yeah.
But I was in them. But then I just fucking, it just got extreme then. And before I know it, I had left and I was out on like a fucking swing set with a rope around my neck. And fucking, and that was it. And I remember that. I remember thinking then as well, like, not so much that fucking, I'm like, oh, I want to die here. But I'm like, I remember snapping and thinking, and like, just remembering, like, what the fuck am I doing here?
How did I get here?
Even the fact that I'm here, like, what am I trying to succeed? What am I, like, what's the next plan? To do it and proceed with it, and that's it. And then fucking the kids and everything else and my whole life that I love. And that was at a time then where, and I knew I could tell that other people were worried about me as well. And then like me Maria, I remember we went to Cafe Nero. And this was around the time then where we were talking about therapy, because people were just like, bro, you need to talk something.
Do something. You're
panicking, you're gonna do something silly. And I remember just sitting down with Maria, my whole life, and we were chatting away. And I was just talking to her like I was talking to you, and I was just telling her about kind of how I was feeling and what I've been doing and how much I fucking feel like shit. And I just put my head up, and she just had floods of tears in her eyes, and I was just like, oh shit. Same way when I went to the therapist the first time, and told him more in depth than what we kind of spoke about, and he started crying as well. And I was just like, okay, so, like, do you know what I mean?
People can see pain.
Yeah, and this isn't normal. Do you know what I mean? What I've just branded as normal, I've just got along with and got on with. It's not normal. So I think even just the fucking 2 or 3, I only done like 4 therapy fucking sessions, like fucking completed them, mate. But like, you know, but I only, but like, but what I will say to anybody who is like, who's feeling like that, like, look at me, like fucking, like, one small chat with you being like, fuck, bro, I'm fucking fine here. I didn't even have to text you back again, but that kicked something, that started something. 4 therapy sessions. I didn't need to go for a whole year around, and I'm not saying I'm fixed, but these were all small little things I done that started a bigger ball rolling into the running and everything else. And like now I want to go back to therapy, but I'd like to go back now feeling fucking, because I pretty much went in and I'd say for the first 2 just told him what I thought he wanted to hear. And what I find with therapy as well is you kind of like, it's like, oh, you need to go to therapy, and then you come out of therapy and you're like, I didn't even say anything. It was like, I just talked there for an hour.
That's what they do, yeah.
And that's exactly.
Because that I learned that with myself, and I remember Joey, he said this to me: "You're the most emotionless cunt I've ever come across." Al, how are you? Grand, nothing. Because I could never let out my thing. Like I lived in my mind so much, Mick, and I was so good at, you know, making out that everything. Like, I tried having a nice car, and I was trying to constant bullshit I put out to the world. I had no real connections with people. But it was because my mind just never stopped. Never. I mean, like I'd be sitting here talking to someone and my mind is having 3 conversations. I was never at ease with myself. But like what you said there, and for anyone that's listening to this, it's not about getting it fucking perfect. We all think it has to be perfect, you know, and it's not. It's just doing what I say to people. I say, just do the next right thing. Don't do them all. Just do one thing next that you know can help you a little bit in your journey. And for you at the time, you think you have to go and I have to do 12 therapy sessions, I have to get through it all and I have to change my life. No. I went and I just done one good thing for myself. And then I done the next good thing. Them little fucking good things end up.
Build on the small wins. You know, look, if it's the case, fucking ringing an outlaw, ringing somebody, your brother or something, and just say, "Yeah, I love you. Thanks for everything you've done for me."
Sounds mad though saying that,
in
doesn't
itself, then you're like, right, fucking Grant, that's, I can move on, I'm out of the way now. And then it allows, like even the other day, like I was saying, I came home, I was in the car and I was like, why the fuck am I feeling like this? Why the fuck do I feel so shit today? And I said to myself, I says, right, I'll tell you what I'll do, I'll just make an effort not to feel shit. So I went in and me and her, we were kind of just bickering. I was like, fuck it, I'll squash that first. So I went in, gave her a kiss, gave her a hug, everything was on. And then instantly she was that.
Isn't it mad?
Down. And then I went to the Polly then and I was like, what's up, babe? And she was like, right, we're all going. I'm going for me run and you're all coming to Feckins pitch with me. We're all going. And then that was grand. And Alex was out with me as well. And it was his first time running. He done a K with me.
Yeah, yeah. But what a nice thing as well, though.
He was out and doing it. And as I said before as well, like I'm just, what are we, fucking 45 minutes in, I haven't shut the fuck up. So I've no problem talking.
Yeah, yeah.
And I could talk and say whatever I wanted to say to him, but it wouldn't have made a difference. But going out and doing me 120 a day today running, that will make a fucking difference for him. And that'll instill in him that, fuck, he's actually doing it.
Yeah.
He's actually doing it. And like, I get fucking emotional when I think about it because he was me first. And I just feel like even with rapping and stuff like that, I'm like, I get embarrassed for him. And I'm like, oh, fuck, I hope I'm not a fucking idiot. Because I'll just pursue my dream regardless.
Yeah, yeah.
And like that in the kind of addiction terms, you'll do whatever you do and you don't care who's in the wreckage as well. But I also do it in terms of a loving thing, where like I just know what I want to do and I'll do it, regardless. Like with music as well, like people don't, like I think my nephew, he gave me a backhanded compliment the other day when we were doing the videos. He was like, you know what, fair play. He was like, you were at this bleeding years. He was like, you just don't quit, do you? And I was like, cheers, mate, thanks, yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't.
But it's because it's something you love.
It's a labour of love, like, you know. And I feel like, in terms of music, as I was saying to you earlier, like I remember you saying to me about your gratitude journal when we were working the Sky Desk before.
Yeah.
And it was like, you were just like, you're writing it. And I still haven't done it. And I'm like, why? Because I write and I should. And it's gonna be like that that running thing. I'll text you in 2 weeks time and be like, fuck's sake,
Start it, yeah.
why did I do that bleeding years ago? But like you were like, I'm just happy to have eyes that I'm able to see me kids in the morning because people don't. And like just that small thing, like fuck, I can fucking see.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just that little thought of like that. And I feel like why for me is writing and making music is my outlet. Now I go like I heighten experiences through lyrics and stuff like that. But like at the end of the day, I've gotten out what I had to get out.
But is it part? And I'm just thinking out loud here. Is part of it because society says you can't do? That's not how you get happy. You can't write rap music. You know, it's not the normal thing you go in the gym. Is there a bit of that too? That's
probably so. I've always been on the outskirts of everybody. Do you know, kind of like I said, like well known, well liked, but just to myself on the outskirts of everybody because I'd hang around with everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But never fit into the full circle because like even if somebody was like, "Oh, come on in," I'd be like, "No."
Yeah, you don't. Yeah.
Because like, oh, I'm a piece of shit. You're gonna find me out. You're gonna realize
You're gonna
realize that I'm nothing. That I don't have anything to offer to anybody. Fucking nobody has anything to offer to anybody. You know.
I hope you realise how powerful it is what you were saying there because that's one of the truest things that none of us, well, I know for most part, none of us feel good enough. And I was like that no matter who I was with, unless I was really out of it or pretending to be this person that I thought I needed to be. I never thought I was good enough for anyone. I never connected with people.
No. Yeah, or like, and sit here and be like fucking like shooting the breeze all day, and then like instantly just turn around and be like, oh well, I fucked that up, didn't I? Like I fucking overshared there, and now he's gonna think I'm fucking this and now that, and like I'd say 100%. Somebody's turning around and just is worrying about what they're gonna have at dinner. They don't give a fuck. Like it's not like what you think in your head.
Yeah,
you know?
what the deal we make it out to be.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's pretty much it. But in terms of writing, so I sent you on that song, but I've another song that's called Redemption, and it was wrote around the whole thing with addiction, stuff like that. So I'll do it for you spoken word. And if the lads are watching this, right, so like Al or Jimmy or even Calvin, if you watch it, he's gonna be like, I was fucking waiting for it.
Right.
No matter where I go, sober, drunk, no matter where I go, I'll always find some way to fit some bars in. Like that was
what you love.
That was kind of the thing, like especially like fucking doing cocaine or anything like that. Like we'd all go out and the lads would be like, right, let's stick together. 100% I'm definitely not sticking with anybody. I'm out in the smoking area talking to 49-year-old Tony, spitting bars to him like I'm fucking Slim Shady.
Yeah,
and Tony's just like, bro, there's Lillian. I'm like, I told you, Tony. I told you. But yeah, so anyway, so this is called Redemption. So it goes, right, so I was gone for a minute. I was caught up in addiction. I got lost up in the fog and I felt like God was missing. But I still brought you all these writtens like a prophet on a mission. And now I battle with myself, but there's nothing wrong with competition. And those who are closest truly know how close I came. I was battered, I was bruised, I was a dope who was dazed. I lost hope. And that rope, it left me broken and ashamed. But I rose from them ruins like the smoke from a blaze. I felt the heat from the sun through the coldest of the rains. And now I toast to the truth with a flow that's full of pain. And redemption's not a choir, it's a whisper in the dark. It's that chancer on his knees with a flicker in his heart. I'm sorry, Father, should I listen from the start? Give me the strength to fix this, I swear this is from the heart. I said, I'm sorry, Father, should I listen from the start? Give me the strength to fix this because it's ripping me apart. See, at work it kept me busy, but at home I was a mess. I kept sinking into drinking and then I rolled another zest. Too afraid to admit that I was broken and depressed. So the cards that were my own, I held them closest to me chest. I was battling these bevies like a savage on the brink. Every point was like a panic. Every calm was like a link. Every counter was a cannon. Every glass was a link in a chain that was dragging me through the madness of the drink. But I found salvation in the wreckage, redemption in the rhyme. Put the faith back in myself, and now it's one step at a time. So now I pace it with a pen through the weather and the grime for a message for the heads in the depths of their decline. If you're down, I can relate, mate. I was lower than low. I was dumb and I was numb trying to shoulder the blows, but it's never too late to come in from the cold. Redemption's a rhythm when you sing it from the soul.
Yo,
Yeah.
Mika,
That's
man,
it, lads.
don't ever stop doing what you love, pal.
Yeah.
Don't ever, man, straight up, like, just don't ever stop
You
doing.
and the 49-year-old Tony in the smoking area.
But man, it's not like
But that's what it was for me, and it wasn't a case of, oh, look, because it was a case of like, oh, I have something. Do you know, it's not like, oh, I'm bravado, watch this, I have this. It's not, it's like, oh, I have something that you might heal from, or I have something that could benefit you. And that was always my thing from it, you know.
It's like when Shano out there asked me, I said, my mate's coming over, I says he does rapping, and, you know, when somebody say someone does rapping, they look at you like, and I goes, no, Mika's not just no rapper, pal. He's a wordsmith, a linguist.
But I think I'm from the running and from the just trying to raise my frequency, I've started to become a case of like, you know, I'm a fucking artist.
Yeah.
And I should respect that fact. So like that as well, like my mate that sings with me, mate Collins as well, like he's just seeing within the last 4 or 5 months just the change and the difference and the content to write about and everything.
Oh, he's brilliant. He's brilliant together.
Yeah, and like what used to happen was I'd sit at home drunk and I'd be like texting cunts, oh, do you want to do this, and they're like, ah, bro, I don't want.
It's 5 o'clock in the morning,
yeah, do you know what I mean, bro? How the fucking sleep,
yeah.
And stop sending me 16-minute voice messages because that's weird.
But it's ruining your credit. Like they're like, he's not serious. He's just off his nut again.
Exactly that. And I find now as well, like, which is gas. Like I still probably like me mate Neil and stuff like that. I still send him like a 5-minute video, voice at like 2:30 in the morning, being like, bro, when you hear this, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. But it's stone cold sober.
But you've earned his respect.
It has credibility now because I can listen back to it and be like, oh, it makes sense what I'm saying, rather than fucking.
But people, it's like I can imagine like you've earned that though, Mika. Remind yourself, you've earned that because you keep turning up for yourself, and you've earned people respect to know that if he sends me something, he's serious about what he's doing now.
But like, and then but I found now like fucking, there's a really fucking lovely quote that it just sticks with me ever since, and it's just like. Everything we want is in abundance. Like everything you want, it's already there. You just have to know. Like even the running, like stupid things. The running. I was running. Me runners were fucked. My young fella just happens to be the same size as me. Growing out with his pair.
Yeah.
And he had a pair of Asics there that was doing it. So he used his. That's still in abundance.
Yeah.
Still have it there. Everything you have, it might not be fucking €300 Nikes, but you have it there.
Yeah.
Use it. Do you know? So I feel like everything you ever want or ever need, it's always there. Like now for music, I just have random cunts that I text like 3 years ago, being like, "Oh, what's up?" But now I have to text me like, "Mate, love that stuff. Do you want to do this together? Do you want to do that together?"
Yeah,
And
yeah.
there's one part of me that I have to be like, "Mate, shut up," and it'd be like, "Well, no, fuck you. You didn't want, you didn't
You
want,
didn't want me back there.
now
Yeah,
everybody
yeah.
wants." But like now it's a case of like, okay, I appreciate it because I respect myself enough now that everybody else respects me. And I think like if that's the end part of it is fucking, it's the self-respect that you get back from doing stuff like this.
Turn up for
From
yourself.
backing yourself.
Yeah, yeah.
You can turn around and be like, fucking, yeah. Look, I remember, I don't lift weights that much as well. It's one of the things, because I ran, I'm like, right, I have to get back into it as well. It never really affected me. It doesn't affect me until like, and not just when you see some, but you know when you're going somewhere, like say somebody's christening, and like let's say fucking Hoppo's going, or whatever, or Jimmy's going and they've been in the gym the whole while, and everybody gets up and everybody's looking at going to christening, and then you go and look at them and you're like, fuck, that fella looks fucking unreal. But what they don't see is the 6 weeks previous to that.
Everything
of
takes
being in
graft.
the gym and fucking doing the whole lot.
Yeah,
you know.
yeah.
So you're instantly in the christening going, I feel like a piece of shit. Well then just get out and do it then.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
after the Christmas, go and fucking go to the gym, go run.
Well, see, that's mad as well because we're like, I know I go to the gym and that, but it's what you're telling, like what I tell me is what's socially acceptable. If you're in shape and you're big and that, you're doing well in life, you know. But it's not. It's someone who's just dedicated enough to turn up for themselves. Like I go to the gym, but make that straight up. I like trying to get in shape, but it's from me noggin. If I don't train, man, this is one thing that I get, and for someone who's sober, so today I'm actually 1,900 days sober today.
Fuck me.
I only got the message thing this morning.
1,900 days.
Yeah, tis today.
Jeez.
Look, it's mad sometimes when I even say that. Thank you. Well, now Mick has 120 today as well, aren't you?
Yeah, for the running, we won't because I had a few points at the funeral.
But 120 days turning up for yourself,
Yeah,
I mean.
turning up, yeah. And literally on that day of running, I think was the first day where I was like, okay. And on that day as well, I wasn't just like, oh look, I showed up myself. It took me 36 minutes and I puked the whole way fucking down the road. That's how disgusting showing up for yourself can be.
That's how hard it is.
How it can be at the start. It's not fucking easy, and none of this is gonna be like, I'm doing all this as well in the middle of fucking summer. Do you know what I mean? We have the best days ever.
Yeah.
Fucking check me out when I have to finish work at 7 on a Thursday. It's dark. The fucking ice is on the road, the whole lot.
But we don't worry about the future.
Like, no. So, like, for that, I'm looking forward to that.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward. Like, I haven't had a hot shower in, I'd say probably about 2 months, 3 months.
You've not been paying the lecky.
General hot showers, don't have them. Stop washing.
I started cold showers, yeah.
Stop washing my hair. Right, so this is my...
Remember you were going to cut your hair? Don't cut your hair, Mick.
So this is the other thing as well. You were saying about being socially acceptable. I went down to my brother's wife, or my brother's missus, not Jessie, my brother's missus, and she was Sandra. She's the barber around, and I was like, sure, just drop in. I'll get my hair cut before I went down. And then I went down, and she's a hairdresser as well, but there was 2 Ellens in the fucking, just sitting there, and I was like, oh, Sam, and she was like, yes, I was going to put on an Eastern European accent.
Right, go on, give it a go.
She was like, it's bank holiday weekend. She was like, you fucking ages. She was like, get out, like, do you know what I mean? I'm busy, I'm booked up.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, fuck, because I only put all my cards in that bowl, and then and then I Polly as well. I was like, I can't get my hair cut now. And then I'm driving around, I'm like, fuck's sake, I'm going to go into this fucking podcast, I'm going to look like fucking alfalfa, I look like a fucking prick. And then I was like, bro, will you shut up? It's about the journey of what you're doing. Because in my head, I'm like, I have to have my hair cut, because if I don't have my hair cut, well, then people aren't going to see, oh, look at him, he's doing well.
Mad how minds are similar.
As opposed to the story of like, oh, well, don't disregard your 128 days, you fucking idiot. That's like I said, I can talk all the shit to Alex. But it's the doing. It's in the doing is where the goodness is. It's where you'll get all the goodness. And like yourself, like I know you a while as well. And just congratulate you on your 1,900 days, bro. And I see the little one. I see you fucking flying at golf.
Yeah,
you just see them all. You can see how like how good you are as a parent. And that's not even a case of like fucking trying to make up for last time, because you always were a good parent. Same as myself.
You can be there as much as you're physically able to be.
As you're letting yourself be able to as well. And I feel like I owe it to myself, and I owe it to Blade and Jackie and all the kids just to be here and to be present and be a better person. And that's not to say that I won't go down the line or have a point or fucking or whatever, because I don't want to kind of pigeon myself into that.
Puts serious pressure on.
Yeah, and I will. And then if I do decide to have it, I'll be like, oh, you're a piece of shit and stuff like that. But change. That's what I'm advocating for. Is like, well, for me, as you said, it's
trying something.
Only for me. It's literally for me.
It has to be for you though.
It's not for anybody. The videos aren't for anybody else. Do you know what I mean? And I know like people are like, I fucking love it, and it helps me. And I've got serious messages from like people. I'm sure you know that as well. Like
it's mad though, isn't it?
I got some dude that was just like, bro. He was like, fucking, I'm from Tally. He was like, I'm a kickboxing coach. If you want to come up and we'll do pads and everything else, he was like, we'll fucking rip the head off it. And then the same message was like, bro, crying my eyes out, seeing this as well. He was like, it's unbelievable what you're doing. I'm like, there is, because when I put them out, like, even with the music stuff, you forget, because I just think of inner circle, close circle. I'm like, what will they think about it? You forget there's fucking 8 billion people out there that...
But you forget as well who actually needs to hear it.
Yeah, and it could be somebody that's fucking super close to you that won't say it and I won't think.
Yeah.
That'll just see the video and go, look, I know for me mate Collins on that, like, I know it's a case of like, cunt. Do you know what I mean? I'm looking at like, he's out getting it done. Like, so
yeah.
Pressure. Do you know what I mean? Because he kind of said it to me. He's like, I need to find something to do every day and do it every day, regardless. Well, fucking.
Can I ask you one more question before we wrap up? I know I'm keeping the edge, but I'm really enjoying this. Yeah. I love your authenticity. I love the genuineness, Mick. That's what I always liked about you. But straight up, if you could say to someone now, right, someone who's watching us, or hopefully the video reaches the person that needs to, someone who's going through a hard time, they're down, they're maybe drinking, smoking weed too much, you know, not enough that maybe they're not an addict, but it's starting to really affect their lives. Like all the stuff you've talked about there, you're doing things you don't want to be doing. How would you say to someone starts to get out of it, or what would you say to them?
So, sit with the cunt. Sit with it for, like same thing as well. Like, in any case or form, I feel like anybody, even an alcoholic, can give up drink for a week or two, you know. Give it a month. Give it a month. If it's fucking pure torture or whatever it may be, well, fucking go back to what you were doing after. 1 month. 1 month of showing up, sitting with yourself at night and being like fucking like that in bed. Like not even doing drugs, just sitting there and fuck.
Dealing with the brain, the mind.
You know what I mean? Yeah, everything racing through. But I guarantee 16, 17 days in, there just comes that time. I get it every day when I'm out running. I'm just like, oh yeah, for about 50 seconds until the breath starts.
Yeah.
Because I've gone too much. I'm getting.
But it's natural. It's natural.
I'm like, fucking yes. I'm showing up again. I'm doing it again.
Yeah.
Like I'd say.
And you can't buy that.
No, you can't. And I'd say for anybody, in terms of that, is like, just try, give it a month.
What have you got to lose? You know what you're getting by what you're doing. You know what you're going to get.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be the run because you know exactly what you need to do, and it doesn't have to be as for your 12 steps. Doesn't have to be me for the running. You fucking know there's something that you have to be doing, and it has to be done, and you're just not doing it.
Yeah,
Fucking knitting is your goal.
Yeah, whatever it is.
Get into knitting. Start looking at little courses. Start doing it. Give it the month. You know what I mean? And if you are doing that, give me a fucking hat or a sweater or something. Big me up, do you know what I mean?
Listen, Mick, I won't. We're talking a good while now. Firstly, Mick, huge congratulations, pal.
Appreciate it. And
so proud of you for doing what you need to do to be happy in yourself, be a good dad and a good partner.
Trying anyway, yeah.
It takes a lot to know for yourself. I can't say this enough. Mick's music. If you want to listen to something and actually hear words and someone who's sharing a genuine story and, opening up their life, but in words through music, listen to him. It's Mick, Just Mikey Music on
Instagram is where you find it, and then Just Mikey on YouTube as well. Now, I will say, there's probably fuck all because I scrapped it all back. I was like, right, take rid of that and then we'll start again. But as I said, I sent you that tune and I'll be back in the studio in the next week or two, and then we'll progress from there and start putting them out. And then just making the songs and making visuals and doing all that. So all that stuff that I was talking about, this is all goodness that gets brought back to me now. This is me reaping.
This is you getting back.
This is me reaping the rewards for that 1 month where I said, fuck it, let's go and fucking do what I do. But yeah, fucking. So hopefully there's more to come.
There'll definitely be more to come. Just one thing with the podcast, and it's a reason I took a break for a while, is I kind of put too much pressure on myself. I was I had a lot of people messaging me, a lot of people, you know, and I done this because I care and I want to help people. It's not for me because I think I'm great. This is just something in me that I want to give back. But I have to decide that to do this and to do it consistently, you know, I can't reply to everyone's message. I can only do so much. Like, I had people message me at 5 o'clock in the morning. They were after relapsing, and I got invested in these people because I cared and I was worried about them, and I had parents, and it's a lot to take on. So for me, going forward is I'll try and make as many videos, have as many people on to speak about what they're going through, but I can't fix everyone's problems individually. As much as I can try, and I want to give a voice. Look, I do have a family and kids. Look, that's the reason I took a break from a while. I had to come up with a way that I can do this as well. But if you are the person who's going on their journey, exactly like Mick, who's doing it his own way or doing it the steps or my way, you want to get up and you want to share. It's not coming on to talk about ego. You've no idea how far your story might travel or how much it might help someone. So if you're interested, just drop me a message. Tell me a little bit about your story, and we can organise having you on. But again, massive thank you to Mick for coming on. 100%. I think both of us would like to dedicate this episode to his sister.
Absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, I think that
one for Lisa. And I'll just say for the record as well, because I know you were saying as well that, like, you didn't start this podcast for ego or for anything else. What I will say is, I know you fucking a long time. We work together. There's nothing that we haven't spoke about here right now with the mics in front of us that you would not have told me sitting at a Sky desk.
I couldn't believe you said.
So just for yourself, just for that as well. So I know, like, coming across and be like, oh, like the podcast and everything else, bro. This is you. This is just you living your fucking life and trying to do what you do. You've tried to help me well before these podcasts come out. So fucking yeah. So just.
And you fucking got here, you boy, out you.
Big yourself up.
Yes, look, tune into the episodes. We'll be back next week with another episode, and I appreciate you watching, and I hope you got something out of it.
You're back.
You up the boys?